what I do is I take this and I start pretty low, then work your way up, up, up slowly, and just get into various areas here. And then I'll even go as high as the stomach. And you can go one side, and ease into it. Then we'll do the back and the hips. All right, tabletop. Just lower down. Just start pretty low. I'll kind of be in plank and teeter, or you can just sink fully into it. And there's no real right way, I don't think. So just play around with different poses to try to get the muscles a little activated or relaxed. I'll do this occasionally, really digs into the legs, or you can do with the arms. And after 30 seconds to a minute, just come back, child's pose. Nice deep breath. And move a little bit higher. All right. I'll pair this with moving around in the morning. Now what I'm doing is a little tabletop, get the wrists warmed up. You can do fingers facing outside, left and right, or some rainbows. You can do fingers facing forward, fingers facing back. Get your toes too. And let's get one more round with the Pso. Normally I'd be calling out a lot of things that you should be doing, but with this, I think the point is for you to find out for yourself what feels interesting or what feels relaxing or even what feels tough. Like ooh, there's pain there, or ooh, that's hard to do. Like this right here is hard to do. And it's really digging into the hips. And I'm just kind of playing around. Just playing around a bit with it. And that's kind of what I think the idea is to find those spots for yourself and play around a bit with your lower back, with your hips, with your upper body high, your shoulders back, shoulders forward, wrists. Maybe slide down it into the stomach. And now I'm into the stomach. All right, let's do a little bit of the back. So I pick one side. What we're trying to get is all the way high where my thumb is and down on one side of the spine. So the psoas muscle goes to the front of the hip to the lower back. So we loosened up the front. Now I'm pretty high up here, and just be real gentle with this one, because this is pretty intense. And slide your way down. And again, the game is searching a bit. And I can feel the tightness in the lower back. Oh, and that is not so fun, but it's good for you. Take some of that lower back pain away. If you want to break, sometimes I like just doing a little glute bridge and just holding here. And ease back into find a spot and then just slowly ease into it. Glute bridge up. Adjust this. I'm going to go a little higher this time. Pull it up towards you. But you can be anywhere. One more spot on this side. Go a little lower. A little back and forth. All right. Taking it to the other side. start pretty high. The other benefit here is all the in-between moves. You're doing a glute bridge, which is helping your glutes and your hip flexors, so that's going to help the lower back too. And just slowly lower into it. It's pretty high up. For me, it's about mid-back. Slight adjustment. I'm trying to wedge it just to the left of the spine. And then I slowly, while adjusting it and lowering, find that spot that's tolerable, but a little bit challenging. And slowly just letting your weight drop into it, which doesn't happen all at once. I'm still kind of relaxing into it as your body kind of tests the waters, since it's uncomfortable. And then once I sort of fully relax, I'll lift back up, adjust a little bit, find a spot, lower back down. The other reason this is a good way to start the day, if you get your breath nice and steady and your mind nice and steady and relaxed, it's kind of a little moment to yourself without emails or the news or phone calls or even breakfast or anything. It's just quiet moment to start the day. Let's get one more on the front, and then I'll show you the stuff that I do on the sides. I'm going to wiggle around a little bit because that was pretty intense. Oof. All right, one more in the middle. As you crawl your hands up, wow, gets a little more intense. And if you're getting a little too intense, you can always just fall into it and chill. And when you're ready for more, you can start to arch up a bit, put your support points out there, Lift up those legs one at a time, lift up the arms one at a time. Just play around. That is deep in there. And let's relax again. Oh. Slowly wiggle back here. Maybe push up. Back up to tabletop. Nice. Get a little wrist stretch in again. Back and forth. Cat-cow, I'm sure you guys know. Play with the arms, rotate it in and out. Play with the back, play with the toes. Play with the glutes. Let's get the sides. This is pretty intense, and we'll call it. So if you take your thumb and you find this little side of the hip spot, here's your bone, and then below, right on the side, there's this little button, and it's crazy sensitive, and I feel like a lot of tightness. It might be part of this IT band, I'm not actually sure. A lot of tightness is right under that hip bone in here, and it has to do a lot with your movement this way and your movement this way, and then just really simple movements like sitting here and lifting, which is really, really hard to do. And you can feel, if you put your hand right here, it is just super tight, and I think that a lot of people, including me, suffer with that. And something that seems like a simple movement, it's hard to do because we sit down so much. So I like to take this and shove it right in there, which is not fun, but I'm still learning exactly how to get into it. But I go on the side, oh my goodness gracious. And you can kind of set your weight because you've got your elbow. Oh, whoa. And this one's the not fun one. Slowly relax into it. And you can experiment a bit with the angle that you lower. Oh, oh. And you can rotate a bit to get the front more. Maybe bring a knee up, that helps with the weight. Oh. Back to the side. And now I'm moving towards the back of the hip a bit. Oh. You can also do this with a lacrosse ball. I'll show you that in a minute. Even towards the full back and just sliding out. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm not like, you know, an exercise scientist or expert on this, but if you can feel it on your own body, right below the hip, all the way around this whole section. There's this little button, and it is so sensitive as part of the hip flexor. And it's just this whole area, especially in the side, right in there. It's crazy. So let's get the other side. Maybe get a little stretch in. And here we go. First, find that little spot right below the hip. There it is. Ooh. Oh my goodness. And I don't have my full weight on this thing. There's no way. I'm lifting up using my elbow and foot and arm, and then just slowly distributing it towards the plastic. Wow. And I think since this thing is so tight in so many people, this is where a lot of pain comes from. And me too. 3 years of lower back pain. Whew. Wow, let's bring that leg up more. It's really intense. Or maybe this leg. Rotate in. See, just play around and try to see what works. Try to find that sensitive spot. It's a bit of detective work. Yeah, find that sensitive spot. Oh, man. Oh. I know this seems crazy. It is crazy. It is absolutely crazy. All right, a little bit longer. Yeah, it's definitely crazy. Okay, that's good for this thing. Let's move around a bit.